Oh hi guys, Nova here. So this is the final part of my little Halloween series for 2015 where I've been showing you how I created the other mother. This is what the costume looked like complete, all together. So I've got the hair here, the makeup, the outfit and those button eyes. Now I have to just say those button eyes were a little bit of a disaster. I think it was a combination of being a bit drunk and a bit hot, but I could not get them to stick properly. And they kept slipping and they started to get covered in glue behind and it was just a hot mess. So I took them off and just gave myself like black circles, which I think looked alright. Here's a picture of me without the eyes. But I know it wasn't quite how it should be, so sorry about that. Right then, for the outfit. It began as this dogtooth bodycon dress that I bought off eBay. I think it was only a few pounds, it wasn't very expensive. And originally I wanted to try and dye it to make it more like a golden colour like the actual movie dress. So I did try to dye it. I used, I think it was called eye dye for synthetic fabric, and I had to do it on top of a stove in like a big pot of boiling water. I had to stir it for like an hour and then I went to wash it and all the colour came out, so that was a waste of time and money. But anyway, moving on. The first thing I did with this dress, this is the completed dress, is I chopped the sleeves off and gave her a big V shape, and then these little like petals that she has at the bottom here, that's all cut into the dress and supported. Let me see if I can show you. Underneath I've supported it just with sheet plastic that I've glued on just to give it a bit more like structure. The netting underneath is just long strips of black tulle that I've torn into a knot and then glued underneath. That's given it this kind of like billowing skirt. After I did these little plastic petals, however, I realised that this dress wouldn't stretch anymore and I couldn't get it on, so I had to incorporate a zip in here, which I think was okay. Again, I just glued it on, I didn't even sew it. I'm not one for sewing. And that way I could fit it over my fat head. When I actually tried this on, Olympia decided that the skirt wasn't quite big enough, so I just put on an old black tutu underneath to give it a little bit more volume. For the big collar situation, this is it here. Again, it's actually just sheet plastic cut up and covered in fabric. I bought another one of the dogtooth dresses for extra fabric. So this is the second dress that I've cut up and just glued on. And I actually glued myself into this on the night because I couldn't figure out a way to put it on that would support it because it kept flopping down like this. So what I did is with a glue gun, 2 dabs of glue underneath the boobs, and I just like attached it onto the dress here. And it looked really good on the night, I think. The last part of the outfit was, because the other mother kind of goes a bit spidery and skeletal and inhuman, but I did want to try and streamline it a little bit so it wasn't so ridiculous for a club atmosphere. I found on eBay these really cool like robot skeleton leggings, and because I'm so skinny anyway, I thought they were perfect and they look really, really effective under the skirt. I didn't go to any special effort with the shoes. I wanted it to be comfortable, so I actually wore my Iron Fist open toe booties with the sequin digi-skull on the sides. They were black and silver, they went with the outfit, and they were quite comfortable as well. What else was there? Oh yes, I also had to draw on the rib cage on the chest. So I did that again just with face paint and eyeshadow, loads of hairspray to fix it. I did some patterns on my arms, and then to try and make my forearms look kind of metallic-y, I actually got some silver body paint by Stargazer. It was okay, it did rub off quite easily though. I think it was really water soluble, so every time I like washed my hands, more and more came off my hands. But that looked quite good, I think. There was one thing I did change about the makeup on the face, and that was my nose. I actually decided to make my nose a bit slimmer and longer. I got rid of the kind of button nose shape that Nova usually has. I just thought it looked a bit more harsh and a bit more like a skull. I hope you guys have really liked seeing how I've created this costume this year. I'm probably going to do it next year. I'm already trying to think of ideas. Let me know what you guys did for Halloween this year and if you used any of the techniques that I've shown you this year. I'm going to go back into hibernation now and try to avoid the impending doom that is Christmas. I'll speak to you guys really soon. Bye!